Hi, everybody. This is Mike Gerdes from the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living, and this is Wonder Dog Yoga. Say hello, yoga. Hey, today is Labor Day, and boy, I remember Labor Day as being the last semi-official day of summer. It would be always the day after Labor Day or a day after that we'd be going back to school with all of our things that we'd picked up and getting to go to see new people and getting into a new grade and everything. But what I remember about Labor Day was getting together with family and friends and oftentimes hitting a swimming hole or going to one of those cement ponds calling a swimming pool and enjoying myself. You know, I learned how to swim a long time ago. Now, I was never a really good swimmer, but one of the things that I did learn how to do was to float. Do you know how to float? One of the nice things about floating is that you don't really have to do much other than sit back, relax, and let the water hold you up. But one thing I noticed about floating is it doesn't take you anywhere unless you're in a stream and the stream's taking you somewhere. And then you got to watch out. See, every once in a while, if you're floating, you have to move an arm or kick a leg or whatever to get to going in the direction you want. You know, some of us do that in life. We seem like we're floating through life, just sort of letting the currents take us wherever we want to go. I know it was real popular for a lot of people to say, I just go with the flow, I just go with the flow. You know, I noticed that only tree limbs and stuff like that would usually go with the flow. It wasn't really necessarily those things that were alive and vibrant. Those things that were alive and vibrant were choosing which direction they wanted to go. Oftentimes, we're actually swimming upstream. I also notice that when I'm out in the water, if I'm out in a stream or I'm out in a lake and the water starts getting a little choppy, that's no time to be floating. That's the time when I need to be swimming, at least keeping myself up, doing a dog paddle or something like that. I don't float too well. No one does when they're having next to a wake or the waves are coming in, the water's getting a little choppy. And that's like life too. Sometimes we actually have to do some swimming. Sometimes we have to put some conscious energy into what it is that we want to do, what it is we want to be, and what it is that we want to have. Dr. Holmes in the Science of the Mind textbook tells us that we realize things through mental and spiritual coin. To me, what that means is that we need to make choices. We need to continually make choices. And then when we encounter something that we don't like, that we don't experience as something good, we need to choose again. We're constantly making choices and keeping our minds focused on what it is that we want to experience and turning away from that which it is that we do not want to experience. Unfortunately, many of us look at the negative stuff in life as though we're looking at a car wreck or something, rather than just blessing the situation and going on by. You know, rather than making a big deal about things we don't like or slights or insults that might happen in our day or things that don't go just right, we should just bless them and let them be. And then be on our way. Start swimming. You know, Jesus is reported to have walked on water. He walked on the sea. And to me, what that is, the interpretation of that, is that he was able to rise above the human race consciousness. He was able to rise above the human race subjective mind, where all the fear and the hurt and the animosity and all that stuff is that we find ourselves dealing with from time to time. And he was able to rise above that, and he was able to walk out to his compatriots that were afraid in the water, afraid in the sea, afraid in this tossing sea in this fishing boat. And he was able to calm the water. You know, I'm not saying that I can walk on water, but what I can do is when I'm faced with a situation like that, swim pretty hard. And I can look to the direction that I want to be, and I can rely on a power for good in the universe that's greater than I am, but is right where I am and allows me to use it. You know, this Labor Day, let's take it easy. Let's do some floating. But also, let's keep in mind where it is that we're going. Let's keep our eye out for what direction we're going into. And if we're not going into a direction that serves us or serves Spirit or our fellow man and women, choose a new direction. You can do it. Well, that's all for today. Yoga stayed with me the whole time. Isn't that nice? Anyway, make sure you stay tuned tomorrow for Dr. Maxine's Love Note. And then, of course, on Sunday mornings, she's got her live stream from Center for Spiritual Living in Paoli at the Sweet 16 Center, where we meet with our small production crew. And you'll be able to see that live at 10:30 in the morning just by going to cslphilly.org. And do go to the website and check it out. We've got classes that are starting this coming Tuesday night, which means you better check it out right away. And then we've got another class that I'm teaching that's going to be taking place a week from tonight. So lots of things coming up. And the way to find out about them is go to cslphilly.org. Also, if you click on the live stream link, you'll also be able to see archives of previous talks that Dr. Maxine's done or previous love notes that she and I have both done. So Yoga is saying, I've talked too much. So with that, I'll bid you do. Thanks very much. Happy Labor Day. Know your love. Bye-bye.